we showed that. Michael showed that. Oh yeah, this is great.
That's crazy. It's our last year.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
I can't believe it.
All that you've done.
I mean, you won't.
Michael, you don't know India. India is new
Hi,
to
India. Nice to meet you.
Michael is not only our media person and artist, but he's also my husband. So, and India, this is her first summer program to be in of ours. Not for anywhere else, but for ours.
What grade are you in, India? You're senior. What school? Sumner.
And we have two of our students. I tried something new this year, and I put in two because I thought it'd be interesting. So Uche's a junior too. So.
Who's doing media this year?
Well, none of them can because they all graduated.
Oh, you all graduated.
And Uche's in North Kansas City, so she can't do it.
Have you all picked colleges yet?
Yeah, oh yeah, a long time.
Go down the list. You already told us. What? Say it again though.
K-State,
KU.
KCC, KU,
Sumner Academy.
Kansas City High School,
KU.
Oakwood, JCC.
All right.
The KCCs and any KUs, if you want to be an intern, you need to let me know for our Saturday Academy. It's $90 a Saturday. There's already transportation coming because we have Melanie and we have who else? Raul, Jarius, and I know Nadia's going to start now.
I'm K-State too.
It's 2.5 out. Do you want to do it?
I was thinking about doing.
Well, the only person who's ever come from K-State each week was Juan Manuelas, but it's so far.
I like
It's too. It takes two and a half hours.
I think it's
But
fine.
if you do,
yeah.
If you do, maybe you could come once a month.
Because I have a car up there.
Yeah, maybe
so
once.
I can drive.
I'm going to participate in that too.
I know, it's incredible. Well, we made it through, right? A lot of students were, yeah, go ahead, give yourself. Summer of hard work, of fun, of relationships, you did it. And I'm just so proud of all of you. Some of you were feeling pretty bad about yourselves about halfway through and saying, this is too hard. Some of the CTSA were struggling, and then look what you've done. You know, it's not just about the board, it's about all the content that you had to make this happen. So I had the pleasure last night of staying up and reading 30 written evaluations to me from our SEDC students, and I was just so really taken back by the insight that they gave to me in terms of the programs, the instruction, locations. So, you know, I just feel like we have had a very special group of young people in both of our camps this year, and I'm just thankful for your time that you've had. And parents, let's give our parents, they put up with all of us. So, I'll start from the beginning. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2017 summer program closing ceremony. That's what this part is in here. I wanted to thank, they're not here, but I wanted to thank our Vice Chancellor, now Chancellor, Doug Gerard, Interim Vice Chancellor and Executive Dean, Robert Samari, and our Associate Dean of Students and Office of Diversity and Inclusion, and my boss, Mark Meyer, who was here, and he's gone to a meeting and he's trying to swing by, but he was here and got to see your students' work. Our partners, in terms of the Department of Family Medicine, I'd like to thank you for working with us and making sure that the CTSA students had good supervisors and also that push that they needed to get through. We thank you, and Mr. Todd Moore will give us a shout out here pretty soon. But that's an important piece. When I wrote the grants for this, putting them as our partner organization for our research interns was an important piece. And we hope that we can do more with them. Our partners, Kansas City, Kansas Community College, the Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools, they continue to provide not only transportation, classroom location, but financial support. Our district just informed me that they will take 6 months of our garden funding. And so they're going to actually pay for our gardens for the first 6 months, starting July 1st till December, to give us more time to find it. So that means the children will not come back to dead gardens. They will come back to the gardens they found. keep doing our best, and all of you continue to help us. As the director of the K-12 Initiative, Office of Diversity and Inclusion, I am excited that you were able to see your parents were able to see our students' work. It's a culmination of 5 weeks, but the important thing is that it's also a memory and part of their history that they will remember always. We had people back this year who were in this program. Jarius Jones, the second, who worked with us as college intern. Stephen Obafuno became coordinator for the CTSA. All were in this program, but also in our other programs, Saturday Academy, media, different things like that. And so now they're here working at KU Med Center doing great things, all right? For 19 years, the K-12 Initiative has led the way to health, science, and technology careers through higher education. Quickly, because you've heard this before, we started with 20 high school students from the Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools. We now serve 200 students in our Saturday STEM Academy, 1,300 students in our organic teaching gardens, the only organic teaching gardens in the state of Kansas. 30 students in our Wednesday Media Project, shout out to Mr. Michael right there. And then doing the social justice films, and if you haven't seen them, they told me yesterday, they started June the 1st, they are on every morning, and they're going to keep them on. They've had such good response, they're going to keep them on through the end of the summer on channel 17, 9:30 in the morning, and again at 6:30 every day. And you can see this year's work that the students did. We also have free tutoring right after media for K through 12, and that's free. And during the summer, we have our 30 students participating in these programs that you have seen the culmination today. I'm going to speak to our SEDC, which is a Summer Enrichment Day camp part of our program now, and then Mr. Todd Moore can speak to the CTSA. I want you to know that your students have been involved, and this is our 9th, 10th, and 11th grade students involved in ACT Prep. They have been involved in the residential academy on campus at Avila. They've been involved in language arts with poetry with Mr. Glenn Moore that presented, and most of you were there. Mr. Jones, Jarius Jones, provided team building out at our residential where the students could learn to work on a team and have fun and see how important that is to them in their careers, but also in their lives. And so I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Jones right there. And then our multicultural night with our site coordinator as well, Mr. Cecil Criswell. What an incredible evening that was. I think one of our best as the students reached deep to talk about social justice and what's going on. But also they dealt with religion and relationships, all of that. We did our social justice art quilt called Common Threads that you saw out there, and then by Mr. Michael Toombs was the mentor for that, and Mr. Hector, where are you, Mr. Hector? Right over there. Bernal, he put together a short film on information, and we thank you so much for that because it really helps, I think, in terms of people understanding. And he's a former student too. Our counselors who helped this year were Sarah Vang, Miss Sarah Vang, who just graduated in KU, and Miss Adora Yang, Mr. Rick Contreras, Mr. Jarius Jones II, our college intern in both camps. The learning modules, the teachers and site coordinator, Mr. Cecil Criswell, Miss Tammy Jones, Miss Cynthia Harado, Mr. Dar Hussein, and college intern again, Mr. Jarius Jones II. So let's give all of them a huge... Liz Hicks is right there. And not only is she our bio person, but she was the person who made sure, I came in, she's serving food, she's cleaning up. I mean, she's like the mama there. Mm-hmm, she's the mama. So Liz, please forgive me, all right? This afternoon you saw all of the students share their projects from the curriculum that they studied and the medical research departments that they worked in. And so you got to see through their eyes the topics that they chose. The community and home of KU Med Center, of Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools, of Kansas City, Kansas Community College. As we talked at Multicultural Night, it's hurting. Our community is hurting. We have lots of issues in terms of health and poverty, but we're not just letting it be. We're trying to make a difference and do something. And so we're really proud, not in a prideful way, but we're proud that we are able to provide some healing, some love, some caring to our home community, to our students, to our families. And I am really thankful to be a part of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, because it allows me that privilege to be able to serve. And I'm thankful for that. And I am also so very thankful for Ms. Ursula Carrillo and Mr. Douglas Walker for being such strong team members, and I'd like to give them a big hand. So I'm going to ask Mr. Todd Moore to come up and share a little bit about the CTSA, and then we'll move on, and Mr. Cecil Criswell will be our Master of Ceremonies today as our site coordinator to take us through the afternoon. Thank you so much.
How's everybody doing today? Good. All right. Y'all doing all right? Yeah. Man, it's been a wonderful day, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Man, it's a wonderful future that we look at when we look at the children, our youth, our young adults.
Yes.
You know, because some of these, we can't even call them children no more. Can we?
I know.
They're grown-ups. They're grown. So going to college, ready to move on, and I'm so proud to talk about our program, the students that were in our program this summer. My name is Todd Moore. I'm with the University of Kansas Medical Center, the Frontiers office, which is the Clinical and Translational Science Award, which is a National Institutes of Health grant that we received several years ago that helps make medicine move more efficiently. And there are several components to that. One of those components is a component that I'm a part of, which is called the community engagement component. We have a program called Community Partnership for Health. And part of my job in that component is to help academics at the institution understand what the community is up to and how to engage with the community, and then vice versa, help the community understand their research readiness, like being ready to understand research and engage with researchers, and then connect them to those research studies and clinical trials. And this is one of those programs that I'm really happy to be connected with, because I get to work with young people, and I haven't done that in a long time. It's always like my little fix that I actually get young people in the office and doing things. So I really appreciate that, especially coming from 20 years of nonprofit management with youth advocacy. So it's like, oh yeah, I get to do this. So I'm really happy to have had your kids and have you as a part of our program. I look forward to some of y'all stepping up and coming into the big leagues with us in the summer internship program. All right. Let me just give a special shout out to some of the research mentors that were out there. Dr. Laura Martin, I think she was here earlier, if she's not here now. Is she here? There you go. Laura Martin's here. She was one of our research mentors. Dr. Cupertino. Dr. Paolo Cupertino with Juntos, and Dr. Nina Sharma with Preventive Medicine. There are also some research mentors that are part of our team. The full list of the research mentors are in your program, so if you want to take a look there, you're happy to. They're also on the research posters. So when you look at the research posters, there'll be a list of names there. There will always be a researcher connected to that. So our summer research internship is a deep dive into research. Now, I know a lot of you have been a part of Saturday Academy and seen some of the things that Saturday Academy produces, and you can look out there and see really a next step that we take from what the students at the lower level do before they come to the research internship. What our research interns do is real research. They're connected to real researchers doing actual research in the community or with the population. So this isn't exercise, this is real. So understand that the contributions that our summer interns, every one of them, all 12 of them, have made to the research enterprise at KU has been phenomenal and quantifiable. We can actually measure what the impact they do. So how do they get to this point? And I just want to run through a few pieces that they have to do. I want you to understand this is a rigorous program that they're in. In fact, they start off with an annotated bibliography where they do a deep review of the literature around their research topic. and they identify at least 20 publications in that field. They identify 5 to 10 of those publications, and they annotate those, which means they summarize what those research, what that literature says, what that publication says. Then after that, they present that to their research mentor. They come back, the research mentor gives them some course directions, and they kind of plug into their research mentor's project. So sometimes that can manifest in a literature review, and we've had a couple people do that. In fact, the literature reviews we had this year was the most we've ever had in a year. That's one of the tougher components of this process. They could do create a research product, like a pre-post test or a survey, and they also do some data analysis or some data entry. So also at the end of that, they use the product that they created, and they create a research poster, and the posters are out there. You guys got the chance to look at those earlier. Really great posters. We kind of pulled them through the grinder on presentation skills, so they went through a couple different, we must have did at least 8 run-throughs of each of the posters. They got better and better each time, and they really know their content. I was really impressed this morning when we went through it one more last time. People really knew their content, so I was really impressed with that. But a lot of that is due to a new piece that we've added the last couple of years, where we've invited back a graduate of the internship program to be the coordinator. And that coordinator this year, Stephen Obief, Stephen, stand up. Stephen is in medical school, as I think you all know. Stephen is a valuable resource. My time is very limited, and this is allowed for Stephen's presence and the presence of interns coming back and helping us has allowed for me to be able to continue the work that I have to do day to day, but also gives him a chance to enrich his ability to learn management skills, learn research skills. He has a project he has to finish. He doesn't get off easy. He has an annotation he has to do. He has a literature review he has to do. He has a project, a poster he has to create too. So and on top of all that, he has to manage, we asked him to manage our 8 interns in our program, as well as give feedback, guidance, and plan all the tours, panels, and presentations that we do throughout the course of the 6 weeks. So Stephen had a lot of work, a lot of work on his shoulders, and he did it incredibly well, and I'm really proud to have him aboard. And I think all the interns that are in our program really appreciate his feedback and his guidance. One of the things that we talked about this morning, and we've talked about over the course of the last 6 weeks, is the issues of health equity and how people of color are adversely affected by health outcomes and social determinants of health. We know that everything plays into health, not just whether you take your medicine or not, but also where you live, how you drive, do you have access to transportation, things like that. How many people live in your house? What kind of education are you getting? Those things all play a role in a factor in your health. And we talked a lot about that this year. In fact, we talked a lot about it several times. And one of the things we talked about, that even though the data is stacked against us on almost every type of disease state, we have to persist. We have to continue on and move forward and try as hard as we can to be the best that we can, so that we're able to help lift as we climb. Dr. Reggie Fears is going to talk a little bit about that. He's one of these, not only he's an example of lifting as he climbs, but he's a model of what this program can produce. But before I finish, before I wrap up, let me just say one last thing about Ms. Marcia. She does not get enough credit for this program. But I think we all know that. Wherever you go, wherever you talk to somebody that's at KU, whether it's in Truman, wherever you go, talk about this program and Ms. Marcia and what she does. We need to help make sure that these programs stay in place. That her pipeline program is the best in the nation. The data says her pipeline program is the best in the nation. I think I'm just saying it because I know her and I'm a part of it. I've looked at the numbers don't lie. That was my background. I will tell you that no one has this kind of data in their program, longitudinal for pipeline programs, and for this population. We do not get the national recognition, we're not getting the local recognition around that. So we need to do something about that ourselves. This is my editorial, sorry y'all. We need to do something about that ourselves in this room and make sure that we're working toward helping Ms. Marcia any way we can. Because the impact, Reggie's gonna talk about the impact it's had on him, but the fact that this is what's happening with people like Reggie and like Steven, this is what happened to all of our children. Dear children in front of you are going through these processes of being health professionals and being contributors to our society, and we need to make sure these programs stay in place so we can constantly, so we make sure we have a steady pipeline, steady flow of people getting these opportunities. Okay, well, that's enough of my editorial. She didn't pay me to say that, and it wasn't even on my card. But I will say I appreciated all of the students we had this year. I appreciated their attitude and their passion. That is, Ms. Lawrence will talk about, she is one of our most passionate students. She will talk a little about our program as well later. So let me just say thank you to all of you, and thank you, Ms. Marcia. Thank you to the parents.
He's right about, Marcia having that machine. We're talking 19 years, and like I said, I think this will be my 14th as part of the program. And I remember Saturday Academy being 30 students. I remember just having the Lawrence Residential, and then starting SEPA with KU Med with a handful of interns, and now we've got both of those programs plus interns, plus an intern coordinator, Steven. So, keep it going. All right, keep it going. So, good stuff there. So, before we kind of go through the program, I have a few special awards, special recognitions that I need to address. So, at the end of the camp, Ms. Marcia asked all the instructors, all the staff members to select or vote students for different achievements. One is academic student improvement, another is outstanding academic student, most improved student behavior, citizenship award, and the Spirit of Summer Residential Summer Academy. I'll just tell you right now, it was a very stressful conversation because we have a very special group of students, and it was very hard to select one. So with that, we'll first start with the most outstanding academic student improvement award. And we felt that, these students started from day one with us. They were at a certain level, and then at the end of the camp, they just basically hit, that next level, and we really appreciate that. And then when I call your name, students, come up and have a special certificate that I'd like to give you. Representing the sophomores, Allie Jones. Representing our juniors, Miss Monique Lee. And representing our seniors, Mr. Diego Garcia. You guys can just stay up here until all the other students are here as well. All right, next award was the most outstanding academic student award. So, this was an individual that at each level we felt that, really academically they really stood out, whether it be through their work on paper, whether it be through conversations, or just, being a leader amongst, their peers. At the sophomore level, Mr. Andrew Guevara Alator. Okay, junior, Mr. Jarvis Kemper. And for the seniors, Kim Cacho. Next award, Most Improved Student Behavior Performance Award. First of all, we didn't have any students that had bad behavior, so let's not get that twisted. But we're talking about seeing a certain attitude toward the program, what's going on at the beginning, and then finishing at the end. We just saw that improvement that really impressed us. At the sophomore level, Mr. Jonathan Emile. Junior, Mr. Angel Villanueva. So side note about Angel, so in his group while they were doing the projects, and I just kind of approached them, and the team member was basically just kind of, she didn't take over, but she was just kind of saying stuff, and then I was like, Angel, what do you think? And he kind of gave me that look like, you don't think I know what I'm talking about? So I said, okay, go. And then he just took it from there. So he definitely, I was a doubter, and I apologize, and he was a man, so. Good. All right, and then senior, Domi Salas. All right. So this said the Citizenship Award represents consistent behavior when in the spotlight or when no one is watching. The student has an internal understanding of what is right and good and acts on it. And again, we had a lot of people that, this award could go to, but there can only be one. And the student representing the Citizenship Award will be Miss Olivia Jones. All right. Last but not least, we have the Spirit of Summer Residential Academy Summer Enrichment Day Camp Student Award. Fancy name. No, it says the Spirit Award represents the highest achievement in all categories. Academic excellence, positive behavior, and greater good at the center of all work and play. Again, another hard choice. I'll just say that I was in a conversation with this young person this summer, and the comment that was made to me was, Mr. Criswell, this camp helped me hit a nirvana this summer. And, you never really hear that, from a student. And, I'm just really proud for, this student as far as how they've grown and just how much this camp has impacted them. And I know they'll keep doing well. So let's please give it up to Miss Christine. Okay. All right, and don't go anywhere. We have 3 more special awards. Mr. Toombs, you want to take it for you? Give it up to Mr. Toombs, guys.